Hi BookTube! I'm here today with my 6th video for REM books. That's Review Every Day in May. And today I'll be talking about Moon Over Soho, which is the second book in the Peter Grant detective series. It's written by Ben Aronovich, and I listened to the audiobook, which is narrated by Kobna Holdbrook-Smith. It was published in 2011. It's a detective urban fantasy book. Yeah, we're still following Peter Grant, obviously, since it's called the Peter Grant series, right? He's still in his, kind of first year of being a new police officer in London, and he's still a magician slash wizard in training. And when I say magician, I mean like he actually uses magic. It's not like stage magic. He's actually, conjuring things from thin air. And this time our crimes kind of center around jazz musicians and vagina dentata, which I won't describe. I'll let you Google that. Okay. Aronovich doesn't shy away from violence and gore. There's a scene in the first novel, and if you're watching this, I'm going to assume you've read the first novel, where a baby is killed, and I kept thinking, no, the baby's not dead. The baby's not dead. He's not going to do that. But he did. And that kind of set the tone for the rest of the series for me, is that, he's willing to go to those lengths to, add to the story. What I also liked is that it's kind of very realistic in its portrayal of police work, because on a lot of the TV shows, and I guess I haven't read many crime novels, so I can't say otherwise, but it seems like it's a 24/7 job. Like there's no break. We have to go out and find the killer. We can't rest until that happens. And in this one, he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna go out for a drink. I'm gonna go see my dad's band play. I'm gonna, watch a football game. I'm gonna go home and sleep. And it's more realistic that way. Yeah, and as well, I want to comment on Kobna's reading style because it is amazing. I've heard rumors of this being adapted. I don't know whether it's for a mini-series or for movies. And I looked at all the casting, I'm just like, no, you have to cast the narrator because he just, his voice just is Peter Grant for me. It's so well done. I really like the character of Peter Grant. He's very relatable. He's at that stage in his life where he's, a 20-something in the 2010s. He's nerdy, but also cool, you know what I mean? He's aware of things like science and literature and music. He's fascinated with history and architecture, and he's at the beginning of a new career. And then we have, on the other hand, Nightingale, who's like this multi-hundred-year-old person who's really, really getting interesting. A lot of interesting things come out about his character and his history and the mystery that surrounds him. So we have that good balance of kind of like the young guy with the old guy, but they're still both really interesting. What I didn't like about this is at the end of the first book, you think that Peter's either going to end up with his fellow police officer, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, I'm sorry, and Beverly, who's one of the river gods. And you think, oh, those are the two possible love interests, and then they kind of just get thrown off to the side in this one, and he gets totally blinded by this lady named Simone, and I really didn't like their relationship that they had. I thought it was a bit excessive at points. I guess it's sex and violence. I guess the next one's gonna have drugs. And well, I guess it's jazz music, not rock and roll, right? But yeah, I really didn't like that part. I am going to continue on with the audiobook. Continue on with the series. I think that's the best recommendation that I can come up with at this point, is that I am going to continue listening to it. Yeah, and I just have a question I want to ask you guys. How detailed should sequel reviews be? Like, if you're reviewing the sequel to a book, should you include spoilers? I did, obviously, but I'd just like to know your opinion on that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.